Hi guys, welcome to another FPL video. What an interesting few days it's been. Some quite significant developments that is going to impact on FPL. Firstly, we've obviously had the announcement from Kane that he is 100% committed to Spurs now, so that's provided the kind of clarity that a lot of us have been waiting for. Obviously, up until this point, he's not been an option because, first of all, he's not been starting. He's been on the bench for Spurs. We've had this uncertainty about is he going to City, is he not? But now that's been established. He's staying at Spurs. I know that he's in the starting lineup today. He's back on our radar because obviously whether he plays for City or Spurs, he's always going to be somebody who's going to be an option for our teams. And after that, the massive news we had on Friday, Mr. Cristiano Ronaldo is back in the Premier League, back into FPL. It's incredible, it really is, and I've got to be honest, even as a Liverpool fan, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't just a little bit excited about seeing him back in the Premier League. I do have a little bit of a soft spot for him because he was one of the main reasons for my kind of successes in FPL in my early years when he was at United initially. So even as a Liverpool fan, it's interesting to say the least. It's nostalgic. It's kind of it's great to have him back, really. He's back, and so I thought I would put up this video to basically have a look at him in comparison with the other premiums, because what that now does is with Kane and Ronaldo now heavily in the mix, what a headache that gives us in terms of our teams. Who are we going to have? We can't have all of them. It's really kind of exciting times, but it gives us a headache at the same time. So I just thought it'd be interesting to sort of delve into each of these players' stats. And what I'll say is Salah, Kane and Fernandes, they have been absolute FPL royalty, haven't they, over the last sort of 2, 3, 4 seasons. But their statistics just pale into insignificance compared to this Titan, Ronaldo. His statistics are just literally, they're off the chart. They're just on another planet. I mean, he is the absolute top tier player, and really, I would say there's only 2 other players that are kind of on the same level, in that same kind of tier of player in terms of goal statistics, points per game, goals per game, total goals, etc. And that's what obviously Messi is one of the other ones, but also Robert Lewandowski. His stats are phenomenal as well. I know you've got guys like Haaland and Mbappe, but they've not really been around long enough yet to show that they can produce these numbers year after year after year. So let's get into it. Just look at Ronaldo's figures. So what I've got there is total goals, and these are his total goals since he played at United the first time. I've not included the his stats from when he played prior to that, because it's arguably not that relevant. But 476 goals from 586 games, and that's league numbers. So 476 league goals from 586 games. That's an average goals per game of 0.81. It's almost a goal a game over 586 games. It's absolutely mental. And what I've also put on there is his XG from last season when he was at Juventus, and that's basically a average per game XG. And look at it, 0.91. It's just crazy. But yeah, I mean, look at the other. Bearing in mind how good these other guys have been for us over the years, just look at how their stats are just significantly worse than Ronaldo's. It's crazy. So what are we going to do with him? Are we going to have Ronaldo in our teams? Are there any negatives around Ronaldo and reasons not to have him? Maybe. So first of all, he's 36 now. Obviously not at his peak anymore. Yes, he is in great physical condition, but 36 is pretty old. Also, arguably, the current Man United team is not as good as the teams he's played for prior to that in recent years. Obviously, Real Madrid certainly, and possibly Juventus as well. So it kind of arguably remains to be seen whether or not he can kind of keep reproducing these kind of statistics. I guess only time will tell. But yeah, there it is. So that I won't read out all the other stats from the other guys. You can see it there. Just a point of note: Lukaku, his figures are only from when he played for West Brom, because again, similar to Ronaldo, is the figures prior to that are possibly not really that relevant. So in terms of expected goals from last season, Lukaku had the second best number there, 0.7, and then it's Kane, and then it's Salah, and then it's Fernandes. But don't forget, this is just only looking at goals only. It's not assists. It's just the goal statistics. So let me know what you think, guys. Which of these players are you going to have in your teams? Now, what I will say is, clearly you can't have them all, and I would go as far as saying that 3 is probably going to be the absolute maximum amount of these guys you can have, because any more than that and you're going to be quite significantly weakening the rest of your squads, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean, let me know what you think. I've got an idea of the 3 I'm going to look at, but this is also what you've got to bear in mind is this is only 5 of the premiums. You've also got KDB is another one. He's injured at the moment, but he will be back. You've got Mane, and you've got Son. He's arguably a premium with his price. And the other thing to consider is that this season there are so many great value options in the kind of cheaper category. The midfielders, you've got Benrahma, you've got Rafinha, you've got potentially Lingard when he goes back to West Ham. I'm not sure where he's going to fit in. You've got Jota possibly. I know he didn't start the Chelsea game, but interestingly, Firmino went off with an injury, I think, so that possibly strengthens Jota's case even more. You've also got Greenwood, although it remains to be seen what Ronaldo's arrival, what effect that will have on Greenwood. I'm not too sure. Possibly could be a bit of an issue for him. But you've got the forwards as well. You've got Antonio, Calvert-Lewin, Ings, Wilson, Bamford, Jimenez. All of these players around the kind of 7.58 million category. It's going to be an absolute headache, I'm afraid. It's just going to be the way it is, because there are so many good players and you can only have 11. Okay, you've got a squad of 15, but based on the assumption that most people's subs are going to be kind of cheap, kind of, players who generally aren't going to get any points. You've got 11 spots in your team and an absolute abundance of good quality players. So the thing to take from that is you can't have everyone. I'm afraid you're gonna be hiding behind sofas every week when players are playing you don't have. It's unavoidable. But what I will say is pick your teams, decide who you're going to have out of these guys, and just stick with them. Don't start chopping and changing. Your players don't score for a couple of games and the other ones you haven't got are smashing it. Don't panic, because these players are going to get you points no matter which ones you pick. They're not going to score every week, well, unless perhaps that is Ronaldo might do if he carries on doing what he's been doing in recent years. But yeah, you have to be patient. The only time I would say that swapping from one to the other could be a good tactic is if one of you, say you've got a player that's about to go on a bad run of fixtures, and one of the players you don't have is about to go on a really good run of fixtures, then yeah, arguably then it might be a good move to switch. But other than that, just pick your team and be patient with it. I've been rewarded for patience this week. Gundogan and Tony, I've still got them. They did nothing the first 2 weeks, but they've delivered points this week. So yeah, happy with that. So yeah, that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Let me know which players you think you're going to have in your teams. If you like the video, give us a like. Don't forget to subscribe. It does help me to build the channel. And that's it, guys. So hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.